Welcome back. So in this video I'm going to be exploring the iconic and modern temples of Chaing Rai, and I'm also going to be taking you on a cycle tour of Singha Park. So yeah, let's get started. Got myself some wheels. So that means we're off on a day trip. And today, this morning I'm going to be hitting the White Temple and Singha Park because they're quite close to each other. But they are a little bit out of town. So I think it's about a 13-kilometer ride to get to the White Temple, which I'm going to hit first, then head on to Singha Park afterwards. So let's get going. Here we go. So, Wat Rong Khun, otherwise known as the White Temple. You can see why, really. It's pretty spectacular, to be honest. It is a Buddhist temple, but it's a new temple, so it's not got the ancient traditions. It was founded, funded by a local Thai artist, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the name because I really will butcher it. But it's pretty spectacular, to be honest. But it's not your average temple. So the whiteness, so your normal temple will be red, gold, some blue in there. Obviously this one is just pure white, and apparently the whiteness is to signify the purity of Buddha. But there are elements here of modern architecture. There's modern elements involved as well, with references to modern day heroes like Superman, Batman and the Matrix and stuff. So it's very controversial in a way. So inside the temple itself, you're not actually allowed to take photos, which is a real shame, because as with all temples that I've been in, that I've seen, there are murals on the inside, painted on the inside, and these often depict the life or the history of the place where the temple is. In here, it's very similar. It has a Buddhist aspect to it, but then it's mixed with really modern art, and so you've got Pikachus, you've got Angry Birds, you've got Iron Man, Superman, you've got the car from Back to the Future, but there's also it's also really symbolic. So there's pictures painted of the Twin Towers, and obviously it's a picture of the moment when the plane went in. You can't see the plane, but coming out of the Twin Towers are sort of two fuel pipes, and they run into what looks like the mouths of demons, and they have fuel nozzles on the end. And I guess that's symbolic to represent what the tragedy of the Twin Towers was really about. It's a real shame I can't show you inside, because the paintings themselves are quite incredible skill-wise, but symbolically they're quite interesting as well. So some people question the entrance fee to this white temple. It's 100 baht, it's not that bad. And I think the thing is that this is the view you can get from outside the temple. So you don't have to pay an entrance fee to get this view. But I think it's worth it to get up close and personal with it. You see the intricacies of it, and you see the inside of the temple with that incredible artwork, which I think was, for me, a bit of a highlight really. The symbolism and the actual quality of the artwork. So yeah, I think it was worth it. It's not the most expensive temple that you can go to. Yeah. Anyway, so we're off to Singha Park. Back on the bike, off for a ride, Singha Park. Singha Park. Is it named after the beer, or is the beer named after it? Not sure. Anyway, it is Thailand's largest agricultural tourist attraction. So it's pretty massive. And I think the idea is that you come here and you can either rent a golf buggy or you can rent a bike, because I think it's perhaps a little bit too big to just kind of wander around. But if you're like me and you've hired a bike to ride out here, then you already have the means of transport. So it's free to enter, and yeah, you just you pretty much just ride around. I think there's a lake, there's some farm, there's some adventure, like you can do zip lining and you can do rock climbing. It's just a bit of an outdoor green space. Oh, so I think there's a flower section as well. That might obviously be in season or not. But yeah, I'm just going to take a bit of a ride round and see what there is to see.
Let's go!
Alright, these are pretty exciting. So you can race these cars, these tiny little auto things, for 300 baht for 15 minutes around this race course here, this grass race course. That is absolutely something I would love to do. But who am I going to race with? Now, if my brother and my dad were here, we'd be doing this. There's only 2 cars though. But yeah, I reckon I could beat my brother around this track. This is a massive bunny with a carrot made out of, I think it's made out of hay. It's got like a core and then they fill it with hay. So I'm just going to give you some kind of scale how big this thing is. Okay, look at that. Give the Easter Bunny a run for its money. So these are all tea fields down in front of me. There's a tea shop, cafe up here as well. And you can see the lake in front. So just up there is the tea shop. Quite pretty. Yeah, well, this is nice enough. I think I would recommend hiring a bike, to be honest, because I think if you had a golf cart, you'd be done in about 15 minutes. I think the highlight for me was probably going around the lake. That was beautiful, which you can't do with the golf cart. You know, so yeah, to hire a bike, come out, you know, have a nice little pot around, and I think, you know, you can spend an hour here, a couple of hours, you know, if you stop for tea at the tea plantation or some lunch. Yeah, and then we get back right to the beginning again, and we get to the iconic Welcome to Wat Rong Suea Ten, or the Blue Temple. So this temple is another relatively modern temple. The construction was officially completed in 2016, but it's considered to be still ongoing, and it's very similar in design to the White Temple. In fact, the architect of this one was a student of the architect of the White Temple. Again, the colour here is used to symbolise the lack of materialism that Buddhists aspire to, and also with purity and wisdom. It's a slightly smaller site than the White Temple, but it's still incredibly impressive, and it's definitely worth coming to have a look around. I hope you enjoyed checking out Chaing Rai's incredible temples with me, and I will see you in the next adventure.